Welcome to my channel, fellow whisperers. Here we bring you true feeling of tales of shadows, spirits, and things better left unseen. If you listen closely to the silence, you might catch the right whisper, and if you do, you will know you are at the right place. I dare you to like, subscribe, and step just a little closer to hear a whisper, or maybe become one.
Welcome again, whisperers. Forgive my recent silence. Life, as it often does, demanded my attention. But I'm back, and today we journey to North Africa, to a story that blurs the lines between folklore and terrifying reality. This tale is rooted in the pages of the Caliph's house, Ahia in Casablanca, a memoir by the intrepid British Afghan writer Tahir Shah. Shah, a man accustomed to adventure, embarked on perhaps his most unsettling journey when he uprooted his family from the familiar streets of London to the vibrant, chaotic heart of Casablanca, Morocco. Their dream? To restore a magnificent yet derelict mansion, a place where, whispered to have once belonged to a caliph. For those unfamiliar, the title Caliph or Khalifa in Arabic carries immense weight. It translates to successor or representative. In the grand tapestry of Islamic history, the caliphs were the supreme religious and political leaders who succeeded the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. To live in a caliph's house was to dwell in a place of historical echoes, a residence once fit for the highest authority. But the Shah family began to breathe new life into these ancient stones. They unwittingly disturbed something far older, far more entrenched than dust and decay, something that had long claimed this noble house as its own. What transpired within those walls would become a chapter of Tahir Shah's life he could have never anticipated. A chapter of chilling encounters, escalating dread, and a desperate attempt to reclaim their home from the unseen forces. So dim the lights, settle in, and prepare yourselves, for we are about to confront the jinn of the Caliph's house. In the sprawling, labyrinthine alleys of Casablanca shanty town stood the Caliph's house, a colossal abandoned edifice, its grandeur now overshadowed by years of neglect. For nearly a decade, no family dared to dwell within its crumbling embrace. The reason the locals will tell you was simple and terrifying. They said the house belonged to the jinn. When Tahir Shah, a man of the modern West, purchased the mansion, announcing his family's immediate move, the caretakers were not merely surprised, they were horrified. Their leader, an elder man named Osman, his face etched with generations of local wisdom, pleaded with Shah. The jinn have made this place their home, he warned. They will not welcome intruders. Shah, grounded in reason, dismissed the warnings as mere superstition, the colorful folklore of a new land. But the terror in the caretaker's eyes was palpable, and soon the house itself began to speak. The strange events began almost immediately. One morning, a chilling discovery in the garden: a dead cat, its head cleanly severed, no tracks, no explanation. Days later, a perfectly healthy tree, seemingly without cause, violently crashed to the ground, shattering a window as if a massive invisible hand had struck it down.
Then the family's maid fled. She left in tears, refusing to utter a single word about what she had witnessed in the shadowed corridors. She never returned. The caretaker's warnings echoed louder now. The spirits, they insisted, were furious. The jinn demanded the house to remain empty. Desperate to quell the rising panic and restore peace to his home, Shah made a decision that defied his Western sensibilities. He hired a group of traditional Moroccan exorcists, and when they arrived, they did so with a spectacle that defied their belief. 24 men, standing atop a cement truck, rolled through the
Bismillah, let us
neighborhood.
enter.
They chanted, they laughed, a boisterous procession approaching the silent, brooding mansion. The caretakers watched, a collective breath held in desperate hope.
In what they called the heart of the building, a goat was brought forth. Amidst the flickering candlelight, a sacrifice was made. Blood, dark and stark, flowed across the ancient floor tiles. Milk was poured into corners, along doorways, ancient rituals to appease or banish the entities. The drums pounded on, hour after relentless hour. As midnight approached, the atmosphere grew suffocatingly oppressive. Exorcists slipped into deep trances, dancing wildly through the corridors, while others collapsed, convulsing and muttering in tongues no one could decipher. Suddenly, the leader froze, his eyes locked onto a dark hallway that seemed to swallow the light. His expression shifted from the intense focus to sheer awe, perhaps even fear. The spirits, he declared, were everywhere. He confessed he had never encountered a house so heavily infested with jinn, a statement that sent a fresh wave of terror rippling through the onlookers. The ceremony raged through the night. In an isolated room at the far end of the mansion, a group of exorcists locked themselves inside. The sounds that bled through the heavy wood were deeply unsettling. Frantic chanting, piercing screams, frenzied drumming, and then a silence more terrifying than the noise. No one dared enter. By morning, the exhausted men emerged, their faces drawn. The cleansing, they declared, was complete. Most of the jinn had been banished, but as they accepted their payment and departed, a lingering question remained. Did anyone truly believe them? For a time, a fragile normalcy settled over the Caliph's house. Yet the strange incidents never entirely ceased. Years later, a caretaker nearly lost his hand in a bizarre gardening accident. A maid suffered a severe unexplained fall, and one morning, the swimming pool had inexplicably turned a sickly, disturbing shade of yellow. With every incident, the whispers reignited. The jinn has returned. Or perhaps they had never truly left. To this day, the truth remains shrouded in mystery. Was the Caliph's house genuinely haunted? Or did fear, superstition, and the power of suggestion twist ordinary misfortunes into something sinister? The caretakers and neighbors harbor no such doubt. They insist that unseen beings still walk those corridors after dark. They warn visitors, never stay alone inside the mansion at night because, as the local legend goes, some houses are never truly empty and some occupants never leave. So, whisperers, what do you think? Were these merely tragic coincidences, amplified by fear and ancient folklore? Or had the Shah family unknowingly disturbed something that had long claimed the mansion as its own? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until our next story, sleep carefully. Good night.